It's been roughly a month since the release of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Most of us have played and experienced the game, and in this video I will give my brutally honest opinion of the game. So with that said, grab a snack or drink and let's dive straight into this video. Firstly, I will be going over the good, and there are a lot of things I really enjoyed about the Skywalker Saga. This game does a lot of things right. For one, there is a bunch of humor, and obviously LEGO games are notorious for its slapstick and comedic cutscenes, and while the Skywalker Saga is no exception. There are a lot of absolutely great moments. For example, when Darth Maul appears on Tatooine and Jar Jar whips out his fish. Another great moment is when Obi-Wan and Grievous have their confrontation on Utapau. Like, they have a full dance-off. It's just great. It's just great to see that the LEGO charm is still there, which gives this game a classic LEGO game vibe. The next thing this game does exceptionally well at is the open world. LEGO games are also pretty well known for their iconic open worlds or hubs. We all remember the Cantina from the Complete Saga, or the Helicarrier from Marvel Superheroes. The Skywalker Saga doesn't just have one open world, it has a full galaxy to explore. This plus the endless characters and ships makes for a very developed and unique experience. And talking about characters, this game has an absurd amount of them. This rallies up to around 380 characters in the Skywalker Saga, and with that, each character has a different class given to them. Whether it be a Jedi, Protocol Droid, or Scoundrel, there is so much variety in the character selection. Within these classes, there comes a new skill tree, and by collecting Kyber bricks throughout free play, you can increase your abilities in these classes. The upgrades are different for each class. A Jedi can increase its force push, whereas an astromech droid can create a distraction for enemies. Each character also has unique combat. Jedis can utilize the Force, whereas heroes are able to look from afar and pick off easy enemies. The combat in this game is awesome, and it's a real step up from the Complete Saga's original version. There is way more attack combos you can do, and talking about attack combos, this game has a new feature which allows you to use a attack combo system, where basically each time you attack your enemy, your character can perform more attack moves. This can also increase the attack damage, and if you keep on getting attack combos, you can get studs. This is a great feature which utilizes the new combat feature and overall makes the game feel like a more unique experience. Each feature I have just mentioned really adds character to this game, making it one of the biggest and most expensive LEGO games to date. And with that, those are all the things I enjoyed with the LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. We're now going to go through some things that I really didn't enjoy and things that I really wish were changed or overall just fixed in the next few upcoming updates. So with that, we're going to now head into the bad. First of all, the thing that detracts from this game the most is the absolute absurd amount of bugs. These I believe are getting fixed, I hope, but the bugs in this game can just seem to come out of nowhere, whether this is just the AI being buggy or from complete black screens making you unable to complete missions. Some bugs can completely stop you from progressing through the game. One, for example, is the Maz Kanata mission in The Force Awakens. This, I believe, is being fixed as of this video being made. Nonetheless, bugs feel sporadic and can interrupt the flow of gameplay, making a very unfluid and clunky experience. This is made up, however, from the amazing core gameplay that this game does have. I really hope that these bugs are fixed, as it's really a shame that these little bugs can detract from what is an amazing and spectacular experience. But this issue pales to the next issue I have. Perhaps the most underlying issue I have with the Skywalker Saga is the difficulty. I understand this game was made for kids, and that's fine. But as you play through the Skywalker Saga, it feels like there is no danger. It feels as if the game is trying to cover up the lack of difficulty with the new combat system. This at times can make gameplay feel less enjoyable and takes away from otherwise a fun and immersive experience. The most prominent example of this is in the arena battle in Geonosis. In episode 2, I believe it's the 3rd level, you are placed in the most intense battle in the whole saga. Here I am going to show you a comparison from a 11-year-old game. In LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars, you can see that there is so much more at stake and the difficulty feels like it's actually there and you can actually be killed by the droids. If we compare this to the Skywalker Saga's version, yeah, it's a big difference. From around 300 droids to around 20 max. Like, you can see that there is a big difficulty ramp that goes all the way down for this game, and I really wish that they just made it a little bit more difficult. Even the boss battles feel too easy. Even when you are in the midst of the battle, sometimes there will be a button spam sequence. This will play, and even if you don't complete it, there doesn't seem to be any drawback from this. Battles can feel immersive, and fights like Vader and Luke and Anakin vs Obi-Wan show this, but I wish there was more at stake. Perhaps if you die in the boss, it takes you back a stage in the level. And with that, let's move into the next issue I have, and this is the UI. Here again is the arena battle on Geonosis. You can see that the UI is just bugged. Enemy UI as well at times can completely stuff up. Whether the health cap of the enemy is bugged, or at times the enemy will just stop and become completely frozen. This may be due to most dev time being focused on open world aspects, but this I feel is really obvious and should have been fixed well before the launch of the game. Moving on into my next point, this is the levels. Don't get me wrong, this game is fun, but some levels just feel a little bit too short. With a full 9 movies to cover, I understand that not all levels are going to be fully fledged out missions, but even then, some missions are extremely quick, and this really makes it feel like a speedrun, rather than an immersive experience. Even with 5 levels per movie, there still could have been more room for more moments like the skipped battle of Coruscant. This was one of my favorite missions in the complete saga, and seeing it being fully cut from the Skywalker Saga was truly heartbreaking. More examples of this are Mace Windu vs Palpatine, the Battle of Geonosis, which mind you was in the official cover of the game, and also the Death Star battle and the Battle of Exegol. The levels themselves are fun, but the lack of difficulty really can detract from the experience. Something else that was really disappointing was the lack of a character customizer. The character customizer was first introduced in the complete saga, and well, not seeing it in the Skywalker Saga, the most recent adaptation of a Star Wars LEGO game, it's really a bummer. The amount of potential customization this game could have had and the endless characters that could have been made is really freaky to think about. Another feature this game doesn't have is an online mode. The only way to enjoy the Skywalker Saga with mates is to set up a remote play on Steam. Even then, connections can sometimes be bad, making for a very rough experience. Could you imagine if there was an online mode and a character customizer? You could, for example, meet with players in different hub worlds or duel with your mates via an online PvP mode. The possibilities are endless, so the lack of these online features is really disappointing. So that about concludes my brutally honest opinion on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Overall, I personally really enjoyed this game, but I did have my drawbacks as well with it. and that's why I thought to make a full review on the game. If I was to rate this game out of 5, I would give it a solid 4, with a potential 5-star if they were to add some more stability fixes, and who knows, maybe a character customizer would be nice. Anyways, if you're still here, smash a like, it does help the video spread to more viewers on the platform, and I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, take it easy, and goodbye.